Hi guys and welcome back in Medical Scribe. This video is the 8th video in the introduction to anatomy series. Today we will talk about the structure of terms, or how we build the anatomical terms. The anatomy, as we know, is a descriptive science that describes the structures of the human body and its functions. So to achieve this goal, we should have a lot of names and a lot of terms to name every structure. These anatomical terms or the structure's name, as we said, most of them derived from the Greek or the Latin language. So when we will read them for the first time, it will be difficult to understand what they mean. But we have to keep in our mind that these terms weren't named haphazardly. That means every structure, when it named, there was a specific reason for that name. So, if we know this reason and know why they named every structure with that name, or what they thought when they named these structures, we will be able to understand these terms and memorize them more easily. Alright? Okay. Look, most of the anatomical terms and the structure's name provide us an information and clarify the structure itself. That means these terms either clarify the shape of the structure or the size of it, or it will give us an idea about its location or enable us to know the action of this structure. So most of these structures, when they had been named, they were intended to clarify these criteria or these characteristics. And now we will take an example about every characteristic of these four in order to clarify this idea and understand what they mean. We will begin with the shape. We have a muscle called the piriformis muscle, which is located in the pelvis region. This piriformis muscle, if we come and separate or disintegrate it, we will find that this term is composed of two Latin words, which are the pyrum and forma. The pyrum means peer, and forma mean form or shape. So we can conclude that piriformis muscle means pear-shaped muscle. Okay. Regarding the size, in the pelvis, precisely in the gluteal region, we have three muscles, which are the gluteus maximus, the other is the gluteus medius, and the last one is the gluteus minimus. If we come to separate these terms, we will have the gluteus, which it doesn't matter as here because it indicates the location of the muscle, which is in the gluteal region as we said, and the second words, which are the maximus, medius, and minimus, they will indicate the size of the muscle, at which the maximus is the biggest or the largest, while the medius is medium in size, and the minimus is the smallest. So here, the name of the muscle indicates the size of the structure. Alright. While regarding the location, we have a muscle called the temporalis muscle. This muscle located on a bone called the temporal bone, which is one of the skull bones. So, the temporalis muscle covers this bone, so take its name. Finally, we will come to the action or function. Here, we have a muscle called the levator scapulae muscle. The levator means to elevate something, while the scapula means the shoulder blade. So, if we link and conclude between the muscle name and the bone, this will lead us to that this muscle will elevate the scapula. So these were simple examples about how they name the structures in the human body. So when we will study these structures, we should know why they name it in that way. And by this method, we will imagine the structure location, remember it, and understand it easily. And that's it. I hope what I said makes sense. See you next video, and goodbye.